What is up, my friends? You are welcome along to our match reaction after the IFAB bunch of refereeing clowns have shafted and stolen a result from Liverpool for God knows how many times this season. Once again, officials have shown us that they are incapable of doing their damn jobs. Once again, Liverpool Football Club have been shafted by those little omadons, those little back of the bus merchants in the middle of the pitch. Let me take you through the glorious moments that seen Liverpool shafted out of a goal at the end of the game. Alexis McAllister controls the ball, at which case there was a handball in there. There was no corruption on that. 8 phases of play, not 1, not 2, not 3, 8 phases of play later, the ball ends up in the net. Jarrell Kwanzaa wheels away in celebration, and we all think, yes, we've got an undeserved draw, but we've got a draw. The referee signals goal. Then the referee says, wait, and listens to the VAR hub. After that, he again points to the centre circle, blows his whistle, and signals goal. Then, a few seconds later, he does this, and goes over to the side of the pitch to rule out the goal for a handball. 8 phases of play before it. 8 separate phases of play before the goal. VAR have come in and gone back 8 phases of play. 8 phases of play. 8. I'm sick of it. I'm done. I'm sick of it. I am absolutely sick of it. Look, let me say, fair play to Toulouse. Their fans are amazing. They were the better team. They deserve to win the game. But sometimes in football you don't get what you deserve. And we scored a perfectly good goal that they ruled out. If you don't give the free kick for handball, tough. You don't get to go through 8 phases and then go back and give it. The rules are supposed to be, if there was a handball in a phase of play building up to a goal directly by either assisting it or scoring it, it gets ruled out. That's the rule. Not 8 phases of play before, when the ref just missed it. They are facts. You can debate the result and anything else any way you want. I'm telling you a fact. That referee had no right to go back 8 phases of play to rule that out. He missed it. I don't know what to say. Last night we seen United get a penalty for the same thing we didn't get a penalty for, and to make it fair, United fans tonight are probably thinking, well, Endo got a yellow for something Rashford got a red for. You see my gripe here? It's not with any set of fans, it's purely with the officials. We've seen instances repeated on separate nights in different games with different outcomes, and everyone's been shafted. United fans feel shafted. I feel shafted. It's never ending. It's never ending. He said goal twice. Exactly, Killian. Twice. He originally awarded the goal. Fair enough. Then there's the little argument. Then the referee listens for a minute or so to his ear. Then he points again to the centre circle and signals goal. So twice we've had goal awarded. And on a third occasion, he goes to the monitor to look at a handball, which fair enough was a handball. But it was 8 phases of play before the goal. I don't understand it. That was last season Liverpool I just saw. McAllister 1 out of 10, said Anish. Look, let's try and digest the performance. Awful. Kelleher, shambles today. At least 2 of them he should have potentially saved. Costas was a liability. Cost us the first goal. We kept tracking inside. We had no real precision going forward. It got a bit desperate. We started lumping the balls. Gakpo wasn't great. Doak was trying a bit too hard. And as I keep trying to be honest and say, Toulouse deserved to win the game. I've got no beef with Toulouse. Them and their fans were amazing. Their fans absolutely looked like they were creating a great atmosphere. Nothing but love to Toulouse. They didn't make the decision. The referee had an absolute mare. And look, in the grand scheme of things, it won't really matter to us that much. We'll still top the group, we'll still go through. But how many poor officiating decisions do we have to go through? Week after week, time after time. It's impossible to keep coming back for more when you just don't see it from the officials. It's shite. I'm bored of the game being ruined by refs, said Sebastian. We didn't deserve it, granted, but it was always the refs who were the highlight of the game. Congrats to Toulouse, played well, wake up boys. I agree with everything Sebastian wrote. Toulouse deserved it, and if we had lost that game 3-2 with that incident at the end, I'd have been on here saying, fair play to Toulouse, they got what they deserved today. Much love to them and their fans. And I wish I could do that. I wish that was the plan. I was all set to come on here and congratulate Toulouse and big them up on their win. But once again, we see inconsistencies and stupidity. I'll take you back again to last night. Look at Maguire's handball that he headed down onto the player's arm, and it's given as a penalty. But yeah, Van Dijk's one wasn't. And again, to reverse it, look at last night, Rashford stamp, and then Endo stamp. Where is there any consistency in football? Anywhere. It doesn't matter if it's the Premier League or in Europe. The referees and IFAB, the lawmakers of the game, are having an absolute mare. And they're destroying their own product. It's embarrassing for the sport at this point. But again, on the whole balance of the game, Toulouse deserved to win. I get you're upset in the end we weren't good enough. We should be more frustrated with the performance and having our big players again. So Nick, I will be getting to the performance. And of course, that was subpar and unacceptable. But I can't every week, mate. I can't every week just say, ignore the ref and the wrong decisions and get back to the performance. Mate, we were, yet again, shafted. I don't remember any other handball for 8 phases of play. 8 phases before the goal. 8 phases. How on earth can VAR bring that back 8 phases afterwards? When the goal had been awarded twice. Twice. A United fan, we can all agree the referees are not consistent at all. This is the worst season I've seen for it. Levi, I agree. And I've said it consistently. And I said it last night about United. I said it with the still image for Rashford. These idiots are destroying the game for everyone. Liverpool, United, Wolves, everybody will have their own decisions. And rightly so. And their own stories of stupidity from these officials. We're not here talking about Klopp picking a team that didn't get the job done. We're not talking about a poor performance from Liverpool and bigging up Toulouse for their win. We're again talking about these gobshites in the middle of the pitch that have way too big an influence on the games. In the wrong way. And that moment as well for Jarrell Kwanzaa robbed. That late equaliser for him taken away. I don't know. I hope we can at least, as a group of football fans, regardless of who you support, we can at least come together and say, like our friend said a minute ago, that this is the worst season we've seen of it in the Premier League or in Europe. Like, it's never-ending fuckery. Never-ending. If you're blind or deaf, you can be a ref, said Jay and Rob Gaming. So basically, a referee can change his decision whenever he wants to. I can even understand the rules anymore. These referees need technological application training or something. It's mad. Like, we seen the referee go like this, right? So he'd awarded the goal and then there was a VAR check. So he went and he listened and everybody was waiting. And the Toulouse players were talking to the ref and he was still like this. And then he brushes them away and he points to the centre circle, blows his whistle and points and awards the goal. So twice he'd awarded the goal. And then he goes like this and runs over to the side of the pitch to look at a handball 8 phases before the ball went in the net. Again, that is madness. Madness. So look, let's get to the game for a bit and give Toulouse their credit. Because Toulouse were better. Toulouse deserved the win. We were awful. And that falls on Jurgen. He picks the team to go out and do the job. And the team were very disjointed and never looked like they were getting into the flow of the game. We were second best. We were pressing second best. Toulouse were surrounding us and we were giving away ball cheaply. Kostas Tsimikas is a liability, and his cowardice of constantly checking inside caught him, because he checked inside, took too long, gave the ball away, and they scored. That's how it started. Then we came back into the game. Toulouse went 3-1 ahead, and deservedly so. We were very lucky with our goal. Gomez headed it back across goal. It's an own goal off the defender's shoulder. So be it. But it doesn't stop the hurting at the end. When we've all celebrated, we've all had our moment. We've all thought, well, we've robbed them of a point there. We've absolutely stolen a point off Toulouse. And then we get it ruled out again. After the goal's awarded twice, because of something that happened 8 phases beforehand. At what point do you just say, we need better, like? We just need better. Liam said, disallowing that goal is disgraceful. I don't even agree. It's a handball. No unfair advantage was gained. If it doesn't hit his arm and takes 2 steps backwards, plays the same pass, congrats to them, of course. So, on the handball, I guess it's a tough one, because don't they say the badge, right? Isn't that kind of the rule at the minute? The badge on the arm of the shirt. So, it hits him here and hits him kind of there. Right on the border. Right on the border. But look, if it's given, and let's be honest here, can I say one thing about this situation? The ref was in a perfectly good position to see that. The ref was standing 5 yards away, and the Toulouse players appealed for it, and the ref gave nothing. So the ref seen it, didn't do anything about it. Play goes on 8 phases. 8 separate phases of play. Ball, 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 goal. And he brings it back for the handball. 8 phases before the ball's in the net, after he's awarded the goal twice. That's why I'm livid. I'm not livid because we didn't win, because we didn't deserve to win, or we didn't draw. We didn't deserve anything from the game. We deserved nothing. But we also don't deserve that from referees. Again. How is it not a handball at minute 94.34? I'm confused. Are we talking about McAllister? It's not a handball because you can't go back 8 phases of play. They've literally just invented the rules. They've had their own interpretation of the build up to a goal. It's supposed to be the attacker scores directly, or it comes back in off the assistant to the goal. So one of those two, if there's a handball accidental or not, it's ruled out. Not 8 phases beforehand, because the referee shit the bed. That's the killer here for us. And not just that, and I can't say this clearly enough because it's an important point. He awarded the goal twice. So this season, we have been on the end of the first time in the history of football I'm aware of a goal's been awarded twice and then ruled out. We've had a goal ruled out for a VAR offside check when he wasn't offside because they didn't know what they were looking for. And we've had Curtis Jones sent off for a bullshit red card. Then we've seen a penalty not given when Virgil van Dijk headed the ball and it hit Barkley's elbow. That's no handball. Maguire heads the ball from 18 inches onto somebody's left arm. Penno. That's why I'm angry. It's not about any club. It's not about me thinking the officials favour one club over another. It's about a zero amount of accountability and a zero amount of consistency. That is unacceptable. When you've got something as watched and what generates as much money as football does, then that's what we're left with as a product. And that's why I'm angry. Whitehammer said, Craig, I honestly can't take this VAR crap. Toulouse third goal, I thought Trent was a bit sloppy. Oh, I'm trying to think back for that one, mate. So the third goal was the one Kelleher palms it back out into play. In which case, I don't understand why Kelleher didn't hang on to that. I don't know why he palmed it back out into play. The second goal, our centre-backs were nowhere. It was a great finish by their number 9 for their goal, the second goal. Great finish, good turn and finish, but our centre-backs were nowhere, not within 3 yards of him. From just a lumped-in cross when Diaz got possessed out, or dispossessed out on the far side. Yeah, and Kelleher should have done better with that, and he should have certainly done better with the third goal, where I'll never understand why he palmed that out into play. He should have just caught it or put his hands on it, and that would have been the end of that. But football is going through a phase where a lot of people from a lot of clubs are starting to feel like this is unacceptable. And I think we need a Super League moment. I think that's what we need. Because remember what we did, what we, the football fans, accomplished when we came together when the Super League happened. We got it overturned. All of us, from every club, the length and breadth of the UK and all around Europe. We came together, we said it wasn't acceptable, and we demanded that it was left as it was, and it was. We need to do something similar because UEFA, IFAB, FIFA, the PGMOL in the UK, it needs to be changed. Because we, the viewing public, we, the footballing fans, deserve a better product and a better standard of officiating than we are getting from these idiots in the middle. So Gary Neville can demand respect for referees as much as he goddamn wants. But you earn respect, Gary. You don't just get given it. You fucking earn it. And these morons are shafting people over and over. And it will be everyone. You will all, watching, have your own moments of your club or another game you've watched where there has been some abhorrent decisions. Craig, how can they go back so far in play to give the handball, but they can't go back seconds for Diaz offside goal? The play had restarted for Diaz. That was the problem. Spurs had taken the free kick, and the law says once the game restarts, you can't bring it back. The game hadn't restarted when the referee awarded the goal twice and then went to the monitor. That's why. Now, how can they go back 8 phases? They can't, quite simply. That's the honest answer to that. But somehow they have. You were robbed, facts, but Bodo won in Istanbul. Fair play. Fair play to them. Bodo Glimt. Is that the team, Jensk? The ball hit the Toulouse player on the hand, said SEK. Which one, mate? Which moment are we talking about? For the Toulouse player one, sorry. I'm not sure what moment we're talking about there. Is that illegal what the ref and VAR did? I believe it is. Well, it's not illegal, but I believe it's against the protocols of VAR. My understanding of the protocols of VAR are that it's either going to have to be direct goal-scoring contribution from the player who scores with an accidental handball or the player who immediately assists him with an accidental handball. That's my understanding of what they can do. So 2 phases of play is my understanding that they can go back for a handball. Not 8. 8 phases. Let that think for a minute. Like, think about 8 passes or 8 movements of that ball and how many opportunities Toulouse players had to get back into shape. 8 phases. But like the real kick in the nuts was that he listened to the instructions from VAR and then he awarded the goal for a second time and then went back on it 5 seconds later. It's madness. It's insanity. We're embarrassing. Losing to Toulouse is unacceptable. Absolutely, Rosie. The performance was pathetic. The team looked like they just met each other that morning. And losing to Toulouse is unacceptable. I don't disagree with any of that, Rosie. And I want to give Toulouse their credit. They deserve the win. But, you know, football isn't always a game of you deserve what you get. Or you get what you deserve, excuse me. We should have left there with a draw. An undeserved draw, but we should have left there with a draw. The PGMOL have nothing to do with what happened. Did you listen to me? Do you want me to fucking repeat myself for the 15th time? I said UEFA, FIFA, IFAB, the PGMOL and the Premier League. So Some decisions this season, mate, have been in England, which is absolutely under the goddamn remit of the PGMOL. So again, if you want to criticise what I've said, use your lug holes and listen. The lawmakers of the game are IFAB. They're the ones responsible for this fuckery overall. But the PGMOL are responsible for the referees in the UK. I know what I'm talking about. IFAB are the rule makers, mate. Hamza. IFAB make the laws of football. They're the ones who come up with the changes, the way to interpret things. That's IFAB. We got what we deserved. Performance-wise, no argument, David. Yeah, no argument on that, bud. They were the better team. 100% agree with you on that one. I've got no gripe about that whatsoever. Why is it that everyone that tries to be a smart arse is always tick? Again, I'm happy to be corrected for anything I get wrong. But if you're going to spout something as a fact and just be wrong about it, I'm going to call you out on it as well. So somebody said forget the handball decision to lose at the end. How can we forget it though, mate? Do you know what I mean? It's easy to say forget it, but you can't, because it's just one thing after another. You're right about Toulouse deserving the win. Absolutely. They were the better team. But you can't just forget about these things. So let's look at some of the performances out there today. Costas, I'm very, very concerned, lads. I'm very concerned that we have so long to go now before Robbo's back with Costas in that position. I hope he goes with Joe Gomez for Manchester City. I thought our centre-backs were okay today, except for the second goal in particular for Toulouse. I don't understand where they were. Nobody was within 3 yards of their striker. I thought Gakpo, he looked like he hadn't played in a while. He just didn't get into the rhythm of the game. I thought Ben Doak, look, there was flashes of what he can do, but I feel Doak tried too hard to impress in that game. I know that sounds wrong or weird, right? Like, he tried too hard, but I think he tried too hard. Lucho, I thought he had a good first half. I thought he was popping up all over the place. No real penetration, particularly in the second half. Substitutions, I mean, I guess Salah gave us a little bit of an option down the right. I don't remember Núñez doing anything, in all honesty, when he came on, like absolutely nothing. And this is probably going to be one of the real first times where I am going to be critical of Caoimhín Kelleher, because he could have done better with a couple of those goals. Very, very much so on the third one. So I'm going to be critical of Caoimhín on that as well. But ultimately, the buck stops with the manager. And he put out a team. And he says he puts out teams that he thinks can win a game. And Endo, he could have gone off in the first half with a red card. Let's be frank about that. And I don't mean to stamp down, because I still don't think that was a red. But I mean, the ref let him go with it, stopping a counter-attack that I thought was a yellow at the start of the game. So I think we got a bit fortunate that Endo got to stay on the pitch. We then made the changes, and we didn't really wrestle control of the game in the second half. Yeah, that's my take on it. We didn't deserve the win. 100%. Handball on Toulouse player, minute 94.34. There was also a couple of incidents that I really got confused on with the referee, where he awarded 2 goal kicks for what I thought were 2 very clear corners, which confused the hell out of me. But yeah, look, it's difficult to caveat us not deserving something with us being robbed, because they're 2 very contradictory statements, right? On one hand, Toulouse were the better team. Their players worked really hard. The fans were amazing. You could see what it meant to them. So you've got that over here. But then you've got what happened for the goal that was ruled out over here. And that leaves a very, very sour taste in the mouth in a season where there's been many of them. McAllister's nonsense red that was overturned. Jones' nonsense red card as well. The goal that was not given for Diaz for no reason. Then we have the penalty not given for the handball by Barkley. And then the next night, or a few days later, we see an identical thing nearly given in another game. And I'm not trying to say any particular club benefits more than the other. I'm not pointing the finger that way. I'm just saying that the referees are terrible. The officiating is terrible. So I don't know about the Toulouse handball. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the handball incident yet, so I'm not sure. People keep telling me it's 94 minutes and something. I don't know, mate. I haven't seen it. Or at least I can't remember it, so I can't comment on it. Being complacent the last 2 games, I think that's fair. I think that's fair, mate, yeah. You can't not go and beat Luton Town away. You can't. Like, that's an embarrassment. Look, in the grand scheme of things, losing to Toulouse isn't going to really do much to our Europa League campaign. We beat Las Glints at home. You fancy us to top the group anyway. So in the grand scheme of things, won't impact our season. But it does stop the confidence building and the rhythm, right? Because we're going into an international break now off the back of a draw against Luton, a loss away at Toulouse, and we don't know what happens on Sunday against Brentford. But let me say one thing. We are definitely not going to be full of confidence ahead of the Manchester City game, no matter what happens between now and that game. Hope this doesn't kill the mentality. Look, I don't know what it'll do to the vibe or the mentality, but I'll tell you what it does do. Are you trying to say now who's crying, Patrick? Again, mate, you're making a holy show of trolls because you're a tick fuck who can't write a sentence. What you're trying for there, my mate, is now who is crying. But you've said how who is crying. I'm not crying, mate. We'll win this group and get through. It doesn't really impact us. But again, Patrick, I'm trying to say in the grand scheme of things, mate, for all of us football fans, we're seeing incorrect decisions repeatedly and it costs and impacts everybody. So I'm not crying. I'm fed up of it. The same way I was watching the United game. Watch my watch along of United last night and watch me defend the situation with Rashford when I said, why is that referee being once again met with a still image of Rashford's challenge in the worst possible part of it? And why is it being shown in slow motion? I've been saying that for a long time. Everybody's just been blinded by their own tribalism and hatred of me or Liverpool that they don't listen to what I say. I've been banging this drum for a very long time on officials. Probably 3-4 years now on this channel. And I look at the bigger picture. It isn't just about Liverpool. But it's the tribal nature of what we do as fans that allows it to continuously happen. Because if we come together, a la the Super League, we can achieve great stuff as a collection of fans. But if we keep this singular tribal mentality, these clowns are going to get away with it. Because all that happens is the team on the end of it that week gets laughed at by everybody else. We move on to the next week and it happens again. That team happens again. Blah, blah, wash and rinse and repeat. We need to come together and we need to demand better for our sport. Please tell me you at least see that. I agree with you. Where's the consistency, said Russian Honey Badger. One ref says can't go back to fix Diaz onside goal. Another one goes back 8 phases. Sam Edwards said Canade versus Everton. Again, it's you are always cheated. Again, learn to write, please. I don't know who teaches kids in England or in the UK, but apparently there's a lot of very poorly educated people who don't understand the differences of your and you are. I'm here to help you, Sam. It's Y-O apostrophe R-E. That's what you're looking for. That's the phrase. It's you are. Your. For the love of God. Right, my friends. I'm going to go to the player ratings video. It's not going to be great, but I hope you guys give it a watch anyway. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 8:30 for another new show where we'll be looking at It's Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. Did I say Y-O apostrophe R-E? It's Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow, 8:30. We'll be talking about Mbappe, we'll be talking about Andre, and we'll be saying why we need a number 6, because Endo ain't that guy. He just isn't. My friends, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. Love you all.